A Singapore-based medtech firm, UltraGreen.ai, has debuted on the main board of the SGX. UltraGreen.ai, it's now trading up by 8.28%. It's $1.57, and that compares with its IPO price of about $145 a piece on a float of about 112 million shares. Now, the company develops high-precision surgical tools. It's also building on an AI-powered platform to help analyze real-time data during procedures. For the latest, let's go over to Clara Lee, who's at the Singapore Exchange. Clara, good to have you on the show. Tell us more about this local firm and how markets are reacting to its debut.
Well, fresh off this trading market debut, shares of UltraGreen.ai seem to be faring relatively well. It's hovering and opened at around the US $1.60 level. That's a 10% jump from its initial IPO offer price. Now, generally, a strong initial jump above the IPO offer price, which in this case was US $1.45, is usually a good sign. We're also seeing relatively high trading volume with over 15 million shares changing hands. Now, all of this aligns with what analysts I've spoken to have said. They expected this listing to perform well from the get-go. I mean, looking at the IPO sum, it's a significant one, aiming to raise US $400 million. And also, I spoke with the CEO, Ravinder Sajwan, to get his thoughts on the market reaction that we're seeing and also his thoughts on his expansion plans in Asia.
We have a large growth segments in Asia we want to launch, and having a company based in Singapore gives us a credibility from a local perspective. I personally am a PR in Singapore. Our family office is Singapore-owned, so our strategy was Singapore is our home, so we wanted to do it here. Now, long term, there are very different markets you can actually look at, but for now, we are very focused on Singapore and launching the products from Singapore for the Asian market.
Investors are putting their money to work in medtech right now. What makes your company stand out in particular?
Yeah, so I think one of the unique things about our company from day one has been we are a value and a growth play. Now, as people age, you are going to see more and more surgeries, which means our product gets used more. More importantly, most of the surgeries we actually enable cost thousands of dollars, and our cost is about $200. So with that in mind, as the number of surgeries grow, the business will grow. And attaching the AI platform to allow quantification of this data so that we can give surgeons and robots alike better tools to make precision surgery is a unique characteristic of what we do. So we are basically a dye, data, and AI company, and we call ourselves UltraGreen because we have taken your blood, turned it green, and applied AI to it.
I understand that, as you mentioned earlier, UltraGreen.ai plans to expand its presence in Asia. Can you tell us why you're specifically focusing on this region? Do you see a lot of opportunity here?
There are two things. Number one, if you notice, ICG growth in Asia has been very limited, partly because the camera systems you require to actually visualize this dye in the human body cost a lot of money, everywhere from $200,000 to $500,000. And they are typically done in a surgical theater. So we took a different approach. We actually developed our own camera, an extremely low-cost device, which allows us to actually give the product literally for free. So people can use the dye, get it adopted, see the clinical benefits, and that allows us to expand in Asia. So in Asia, you'll be always limited by capital expenditure. So our strategy was, how do you bring the capital expenditure down? And that's by providing a camera, which is very low cost. And that allows us to operate outside of surgical theater in smaller clinics.
We understand that SGX has a partnership with NASDAQ currently with companies to pursue dual listings. I understand your chairman has previously said that you plan to focus on the SGX for now, but are there plans to maybe pursue a NASDAQ listing in the long run?
Yeah, so I think the way we look at all listings is they need to have some meaningful value when you try to list. So we did Singapore first because we wanted to be known in the Asia market with a credible name. That's number one. Then we are a value and a growth company. We make a lot of money and we are growing very well. The question becomes, at what point does it become relevant in NASDAQ? If you notice companies in NASDAQ, they tend to be very tech heavy, which means you've got to have a lot of data and AI. So our strategy was succeed here, build a great data platform, and over the course of time make a decision on whether we want to go to NASDAQ or not. But we're very flexible because we don't need the money, and we have enough cash we generate every year to build our business without actually having to do another listing for a while if we don't want to.
Now, Now, earlier, the CEO mentioned that they take your blood and turn it green. So you might be wondering what exactly the company does. Well, they develop high-precision surgical tools, specifically fluorescence imaging, as well as indocyanine green dyes, also known as ICGs for short. Now, how ICGs work is that they're injected into the bloodstream of patients during surgical procedures. And with the help of a special infrared light camera, surgeons are able to see blood flow in real time, as well as tissues and even tumors. They're also building an AI-powered platform to analyze data in real time to help with decision making. All of this to help make the entire procedure much more precise and also to lower the risks of complications for patients.
Fascinating what they can do with tech these days. Clara, this listing, the largest non-REIT listing on the SGX that we've seen in years. But what does this signal about the capital markets here now and its momentum going forward?
Well, Singapore has had a big year in terms of IPOs. 13 companies, including UltraGreen.ai from this morning, have rang the gong here at SGX. And SGX says that there are 30 more other firms in the pipeline. They've hired advisors and started prep work as well. Now, according to a Bloomberg ranking of IPO venues across the world, Singapore is in 9th place, pushing past cities including London. And these listings, they're paying off. According to a Deloitte survey, Singapore is leading the Southeast Asian pack in terms of post-IPO proceeds, raising about $1.6 billion so far this year. Now, that's largely thanks to two major real estate investment trust listings, specifically NTTDC and Centurion Accommodation. Now, they've each raised about $500 million and in total account for about 88% of the funds. Now, as companies reach this level of performance in the stock market, let's circle back to UltraGreen.ai, which is a medtech firm. So naturally, dual listings come to mind, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq comes to mind. But I've spoken to the CEO as well as the chairman, and they said that they'll be focusing on the Singapore Exchange and the SGX for now, and that's because their dye business is still bigger than their data business. But as the latter continues to grow, they may try to seek a Nasdaq listing. Now, if and when that happens, the SGX might be able to help them because just about a week ago, the SGX announced its partnership with Nasdaq to make it easier for companies to pursue dual listings. This means that issuers will only need to submit one set of offering documents. Analysts I've spoken to say that this will help to build the positive momentum that we're already seeing in the local bourse.
Clara, thanks for that report. That was Clara Lee, live at the Singapore Exchange.